Guys, I put my webcam in the wrong spot. I gotta switch it up. I just took a shower. It's rainy out where I am, guys. I don't know if you guys have rain where you are, but yeah, in Atlanta, it's kind of rainy. I decided to do another stream, and I'll probably do an art request stream after this one. But we're going to be streaming at our usual time and just chatting a little bit. Oh my gosh, Evan, you're in a cold spot. What's up, Hassan? What's up, Rainbow? Good to see you guys in the chat. I know I've been online all day long. If you missed our art stream and you weren't here for the art stream, this is the owl that we did during the art stream. Thank you if you like the one of the face. This is an owl in a very similar style. Hi, Mr. Def Jam. Good to see you guys. It's kind of funny to me that we are expected to submit to this system, yet most people are like trying to be alpha in this society, but you can't be alpha and have a 9-to-5 job. That's just my opinion. What's up, Last Spoil? Good to see you guys. Is that a rainbow painting I see? Yeah, there is kind of a rainbow, although I don't really like how it turned out. I'm really annoyed by it. I feel like gender roles in general are kind of dangerous for men as well as they are for women because incels are like people that don't conform to the typical male gender roles. And the fact that we expect men to just be these providers, it kind of like dehumanizes them. I feel like we objectify men just as much as we objectify women. Most people can't even survive on their own anymore, and I get told the same outdated thing like, oh, you'll have children in the house one day. Like, no, I don't see that happening, Devin. Same here. I don't even want that anymore. I've just heard so many horror stories about people buying houses. Like, there's this thing called being house poor. And I feel like most men who are just reduced to the provisions that they provide are dehumanized just as much as women are for being valued by their bodies. And unfortunately, most men are unable to even be providers in the first place these days. And I feel like that's a really damaging rhetoric to have. Capable Planet, I can probably post my IG to make it a little easier. I'm going to pin my IG in the chat, guys. So if you guys wanted to follow my art channel or my art gallery online, that's where I post my art stuff. What's up, Dylan? I feel like people are always weaponizing loneliness against each other. Like men tell women that we're going to be alone, and then women tell men the same thing. I didn't change anything in the chat. I don't think I did. No. Yeah, I have wet hair right now. I just took a shower. Oh, Devin, I really don't know. I didn't change anything, I promise. What's up, Tokes? I know I already did a stream today, but I decided that since it's like, I think today's Sunday, I might be wrong, that I might as well chill. I feel like men and women can pretty much do most of each other's like traditional roles effectively. but the societal stigma stops us from doing that, and I feel like we all care about the judgments that we receive from society, which is unfortunate. Oh, it's getting cold, all right. Charles is here. Little Mr. Dickens. Mr. Dickens. You always know when I'm streaming, Charles. Yes, you do, Charles. If you guys missed it, this was the painting that we did live today. Gingerbread. Gingerbread man. I might be painting again later. Probably won't stream it though. Yeah, some necessary labor jobs are difficult for women, I will admit that. Charlie. I really don't even know what to say. I feel like people get obsessed with like body counts and like how many people someone else has slept with. And I guess it does kind of matter. Like if you have a pattern of behavior of being impulsive and promiscuous, I guess like if you value the opposite, it's important. But I feel like as women, our most exploitable ages are between 15 and 25. What's up, Connor Club? Charles, you want to be on the stream? Free kitty tax. I've noticed that some men get jealous of the people that a woman was with before she was with them, which is a little bit sus. And then, like, if a woman's husband beats her, like, I've heard people, like, ask, what did you do to make him so mad? And it's such a victim blaming mentality, honestly. What's up, unknown GPU? I honestly don't think I'm ever going to get married because I just don't feel like I'm not like a service oriented person. So it's interesting that a man finds a woman most attractive when she's between her most exploitable ages, which is 15 to 25. And you have to kind of wonder if the reason men are so attracted to young women and teenagers isn't because that's our most attractive age, it's because it's our most exploitable age when we don't know any better. Men just get mad because they're not her first choice. Absolutely. As nice as it would be to depend on someone, most people can't even provide for themselves these days, let alone for a partner. And it's crazy that 1 in 5 to 1 in 4 women have been victims of domestic violence, which can be avoided just by avoiding men. But that being said, at this point, being a stay-at-home mom is basically like a status symbol. I feel like being a single income household is an absolute status symbol these days. Nobody is anybody's first choice after a certain age. Yeah, that's so true. What's up, Isabella? Good morning to you. It's actually almost 5:30 p.m. where I am, though. Swallow chooses himself or herself. I feel like people are always asked like what they bring to the table, but a lot of us can't even afford a table at this point, and people are expecting housewives when they can't even afford a house. Okay, last spoil, you do whatever you need to do. Lost, sad, and destroyed. What's up? I feel like when a woman has a full-time job, she's still expected to do all the house chores, which is really messed up. There is no fair division of labor when it comes to having kids. There is no such thing as 50-50 division of labor when you're doing kids. I feel like, the life script that we're given gives us a clear rule book to follow, like a simple formula for the behavior and the behavior of others that we can expect. And I think this oversimplifies the possibilities of life and the relationships dynamics and absolutely absolves us of like ever looking any harder at ourselves. Owl call? You guys want the owl call? I usually do owl calls if I get a super chat or if someone becomes a member. Steven, I took a little bit of a break like a couple weeks ago. Dreamstorm, what's up? One man army, good to see you. I am doing a little bit better. Raising a dog is super hard. Yeah, 70-30 split seems a little bit more accurate. Why birth a child into the slave system? And that's what I'm wondering. My tiara is in my bedroom. It's not even in my room right now. My cat is dragging trash around. He likes to collect trash. So I might be doing a live art stream after this live chat stream. So make sure you bring your art requests to that stream. Oh my God. I feel like most people want kids the way kids want a dog. You know what I mean? Most men don't understand the reality of having kids. Yeah. I need a hobby. I have a hobby. What do you mean? My hobby is right behind me. I do art all the time. Do you plan on making a video on suffering from being too self-aware and not being blind to modern problems in society? Maybe Dougal. I feel like as someone that I feel like I have a lot of blind spots when it comes to my self-awareness. But maybe it's a self-aware thing to be aware that I have blind spots, Psychedelic art. Thank you. I kind of believe in God. I've had some spiritual experiences and some serendipities in my life before that would be too strange to just write off as coincidence. What state am I in? I'm in Georgia. I should premiere my videos. I don't really know what the benefit is of doing that. Too many self-awareness fries my brain. I can't relax or enjoy the moment. I see all the little details of all the other people's behavior. So where are you guys coming from? What is your current location? Obviously, don't dox yourself if you don't feel comfortable doing that, but I'm just curious where everyone is from. Knowing you don't know is a sign of intelligence. Stupid people are arrogant and naive. Yeah, that's true. Thank you. Scotland, Chicago, Florida, Poland. Wow, we got everybody. Another one, Chicago. Kana is from Chicago. England, Montreal, Vegas, New Mexico. Hassan, I do know you've mentioned where you're from before. Jersey, Phoenix, USA, Washington, Midwest gang. Having a premiere adds pressure because creators are expected to be active in the chat. Oh, geez. Everybody's from all over the world. We got tons of people from everywhere. We got the whole friggin' world in the chat. That's pretty awesome. You know how Japanese people are like really into blood types? Do you guys have like a cool blood type? I think mine is type O, but I don't know if it's positive or negative. I can't remember. I'm not a native English speaker. Can you explain the difference between self-awareness and self-consciousness? That's interesting. I think being self-aware means you're aware of your patterns, and self-consciousness is trying to see yourself through the eyes of other people and caring about what other people think about you. And it's kind of a fear of being judged. I got the whole world in my hands. U.S. economy already about to enter death throes. It's real time this time. Yeah, for real. Thank you guys. Yeah, millennials were not raised in an environment that's conducive to having children. We hardly healed our childhood trauma, let alone bringing another soul into this equation. Oh, it's a rare blood type? I didn't know that. Almost at 100 views. We'll do an owl call when we hit 100. Your blood type is Mountain Dew. Crazy. I would love to have a pet tarantula. Yo, Jonathan, check out that super chat. We got to get a hoot on there. Thank you, Jonathan. I'm B positive. It's always important to be positive. I know that's your blood type. I'm just kidding. Oh, thanks for telling me I look beautiful, capable planet. I appreciate it. I think I'm O. I'm not universal O. So whichever O is the non-universal donor is me. Do I do black and white art? Yeah, I mean I do graphite sometimes and do graphite sketches. Most of my art is fairly colorful. So since there's 90 of you now, I'm gonna show like this is the owl that we did this stream previously. Yes, I painted all these pictures, Farrell. I'm an artist. O positive is the non-universal. I think that might be my blood type then. Yo, Louis Mora has just sent us a super sticker. Let's see what that is in USD. That's about $1.35, so we appreciate that super sticker. Don't let them dull your sparkle. We kind of just started about 20 minutes ago. We've just been chatting about stuff, and you didn't really miss anything. We're just trying to like keep up and chit chat. I kind of do both, Francois. I do a combination of reference work. I don't, since the ones behind me are mostly from imagination, I kind of use a combination of references to paint them. And I combine them using my imagination, if that makes sense. I never really got into heavy metal, Slipknot fan. So like that would not have a direct reference. So I use like obviously an image of a face and stained glass imagery as a reference. And then I kind of combined that while looking at like some references that I found on Pinterest with a similar face with stained glass textures. And then I kind of combine them. I'm probably going to sell the owl painting. How much would you want for it? Maybe I could do a giveaway. I think I've talked about this before. Slipknot fan. I really like early 2000s. I like Fiona Apple, Alanis Morissette, Vanessa Carlton, Michelle Branch, that kind of thing. Don't let them dull your sparkle. You're my favorite new channel. Thank you. It's nice to hang out with someone relatable and real. Thank you so much. I like the one wolf on the easel. I could probably bring that over here and give you guys a closer look. Thank you guys. I kind of am embarrassed by my taste in music because it's so basic. It's like such a white girl kind of music taste, but I guess that makes sense because that is who I am. Tried messaging me on IG. Okay, I haven't really checked my DMs recently. You listen to a lot of EDM, okay. I don't know Joan Velez, and maybe I have heard of her. But yeah, thanks guys for not teasing my music. I've had people tease my music before, and it's like so mean. It's either you got music on making my way downtown. I don't want to sing it because I don't want to get copyright struck. But believe it or not, Vanessa actually has a song like songs besides A Thousand Miles, and I think that her newest album called Love is an Art is actually pretty good. It's one of her better ones in terms of like technical skills, but it's not like a popular one, so no one has literally even heard any of the songs on Love is an Art, which is too bad. You ever thought to make half your paintings glow in the dark ones? That might be interesting. I should check out the band after. It's very whimsical 2000s white girl vibes. Okay. I'll write it down so I don't forget it. I like Adele too. I don't really know if I dislike anybody. I've listened to some of the more recent white girl music, like Sabrina Carpenter and what is that other one? Tate McRae, and I'm not really into it. I'm not really into like the new artists. I don't even want to call them artists. They're like produced popular singers. I like Art Deco and I like that noir, like, dark academia kind of aesthetic. I'm familiar with that. Hope things get better. Happy finally catch one of these streams. Thank you, Dougal. Drugi. Oh, that's Drugi. What's up? Sorry, I misread your name. I don't know. Espresso is kind of lame. She doesn't write her own music, so it's not really real art. Have you ever thought of streaming on Twitch? I mean, I've done a little bit of it. Oh, another one. So I also listened to this artist called Julia Michaels. And it's funny because I got this badge on YouTube that said I was one of her top streamers on YouTube for like a couple months in a row. Like in the top 1% of her streamers, like was me because I'm obsessed with her. When I get obsessed with someone or an artist, I like really binge all their songs. Like they're the only thing I listen to for months. She's got a lot of new songs. She came out with a new EP like a couple months ago. Musicians should stop calling themselves artists. Yeah, I agree. I think a musician is a musician, you know? I'm just here for a minute to hear someone talking about stuff. What's up, Michael? I used to listen to her back in 2018. That's kind of when she was the most relevant. Who are my favorite visual artists? That's a really good question. I really like this one artist named Hannah Yatta. She actually went to UGA. I'm really into this publication called Juxtapose magazine, and a lot of the artists in Juxtapose magazine are really influential to me. I've never heard the song Dandelions, but I'd probably be really into it. I don't know what that says, Isabella. Is that German? I know you guys got me into Dead Kennedys at one point. Oh, that's Swedish. Okay, I didn't know any better. We're almost at 100, so if you guys haven't liked the stream, make sure you do. I actually have an Alan Watts audiobook, and I've listened to him on Audible. And I've also listened to this guy named, I think, what was his name? He does these self-help things. He's one of the OG self-help guys, Brian Tracy. And I was also listening to this guy named Grant Cardone because he's a billionaire and he talks about like 10xing your business and stuff. Eckhart Tolle, yeah, I like that too. I've gotten into like David Goggins and this other guy named Cameron Hayes. He's a similar vibe as David Goggins. I am familiar with Terrence McKenna, actually. Yeah, I feel like self-help, like I got into self-help quite a bit at one point. It's ironically a distraction from improving one's life. Yeah, I can kind of understand that. Carl Jung. I read both of David Goggins' books. I read, what was it? His first one, and then the second one called Not Finished. I feel like he works out too much and he's not getting enough rest, and it's like injurious to him. I have seen Watership Down, the movie. Have you guys ever seen the movie Plague Dogs? Have you noticed the system is trying to force people to need some kind of roommate? Yeah, it's been that way for a while, Last Spoil. His book Can't Hurt Me was pretty good. Oh yeah, Can't Hurt Me is the book that I was thinking of. Yeah, I've read Can't Hurt Me, and I've also read Never Finished. McKinnis, all the elves he did. Napoleon Hill, Rich Mind, Poor Mind, or the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book. I've read that too. Radical Non-Duality. Not familiar with that one, K-Wack. Hard to even get forward in life these days. True. You've only just heard of Plague Dogs. Have you ever heard of this one movie called Felidae? Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, I mean, yeah. You should listen to Carly Rae Jepsen. Oh yeah, I know that. I know those songs. I haven't heard any of her newer songs actually. I bet now that she's a little less mainstream, she's probably making some really good music. Yo, Mr. Bad with that super sticker. I've heard like I know about Call Me Maybe, but I couldn't tell you another one of her songs even if you put a gun to my head, but I bet she has some really good music that she's made after the fact. Paychecks used to afford 3 to 5 times the rent. Now you need 2 paychecks for a studio. Amen. Mr. Bad says we're very similar, and I'm really happy or sad to hear that. Does someone else in here also search for a merely attractive roommate at the moment? You should check her out. Definitely worth a listen to her other tracks. Totally. I'd probably be into it too. She's like right up my alley. I got quite a bit of benefit from Donnie Johnson back when she was actively doing First Steps to Success, similar to How to Win Friends and Influence People. I listened to Stephen Covey or whatever his name is. He does the original he's one of the original self-help guys. If you don't like this stream, Reggie, then just don't go on it. You can absolutely do something else. I'm mostly using acrylic, and Jim Rohn is a good one, or Jim Rohn, whatever his name is. We're probably gonna do an art stream soon, so I didn't want to really wait too long on that. Don't end it, Yuki. Well, you can hold on for a little bit longer for us, right? Anyway, I have a muse. Do I have a muse? I guess my muse is probably my dreams and nature and stuff like that. Both of these are actually pretty older paintings. My newer paintings are not finished yet. I need to work on them a bit more. Am I a fan of Picasso, Rothko, de Kooning? Yeah, I know all of those guys. I don't know if I'm a particular fan, but I'm familiar with their work, as everyone should be. I actually got really into de Kooning at one point because he was really cool, and it was kind of embarrassing how influenced I was by him. My favorite Pokemon, I think I've said this before, is Ampharos. I'm not really into abstract expressionism technically. If it's just splatter painting, I'm not really into it. Onyx, I'll remember that. I remember you had me drawing Onyx at one point, Hassan. Yeah, his women's series is the best. Egon Schiele is good. He died of the Spanish flu when he was 27. He's basically in the 27 club. I think Banksy is actually a collection of people. He's basically just a marketing agency, but he's not a real person because no one's ever seen him. You're watching Dexter and I can't concentrate on two things at once. Well, I mean, it's hard to listen to two things at once, Agan. But I don't blame you. You got to do what you got to do. Do I like rock or metal? I'm not really into either one. Thank you, Isabella, for the love. I don't do the flat earth theory. That's silly. I do know Alex Gray. He's a good artist too. There's a lot of excellent psychedelic contemporary artists that I've noticed on Instagram. Bulbasaur is pretty mainstream, Hassan. I mean, if Cubone has his thick club, he's not as bad. I think my outdoor videos have been my more popular videos, so I'll probably do another one of those tomorrow. I look very grunge. I'm just wearing a tank top right now. I live in Georgia. I'm definitely not gonna have kids. I mean, I don't know if that makes me an anti-natalist. I think that, yeah, sorry for the dead air, guys. But I feel like I don't want to have kids, but just because I don't doesn't mean I should project that onto everybody else. And yeah, so I think that as long as you're able to afford kids, you should be able to do whatever you want. I would definitely consider myself sensitive to noise, honestly, because I got that ADHD. I know we were talking about like performative gender roles before, and I feel like I'm one of these people that could never figure out how to perform femininity without feeling cringy and disingenuous. And I still don't know how to do my hair or do my makeup. And to be honest, I'm kind of a slob, and I'm honestly just not maternal. I've had so many people bully me for rebuking performative femininity, and for many years I lost my voice and I tried to become a feminine woman, even though that just wasn't me at all. It would be cool if I had merch in the future with my art. I was actually gonna do that. Yeah, it's raining where I'm at. I'm too video addict. Our favorite sad girl is back again. What's up, Dusty? Thanks. My hair is air drying right now, so it's getting a little bit fluffier as the stream goes on. A visit to Paris might be nice. What do I know about breather? Breather. What is that? Breath and what? I don't have no idea what that is. I really am a dirtbag. She doesn't know what she's missing. What is that from? I am not a gambler because I think it's a waste of money and I really don't like wasting my money. Your parents were not maternal either, yet here I am. My mom actually told me that she didn't feel a connection with me after I was born and that she had absolutely no maternal instinct. So, like, fasting K whack? Like, is that what that is? Just say your channel is super unique and resonates with a lot of sensitive souls out here. It's weird that God seems to match super sensitive people with psychos. Oh my God, Tal, it's so accurate. You guys notice that the more kind you are, the more people will exploit you and the more likely you are to attract a narcissist. You know, it's funny that when they did this interview with these conservative men, and they were like, what would you do if you were a woman for a week? And not a single one of them said they would submit to a man, dress modestly, and care for children for free. They were all about doing fun shit. And like, even men don't want to do the roles that women would do if they were in their shoes. Ray, I'm right there with you because my own mother was not maternal. And honestly, yeah, so I agree with that. I think merely looking feminine is enough for some people. You look feminine, in my opinion. I like the combination of feminine looks and logical thinker. I don't know if I'm a logical thinker or not. I have these moments where I'm absolutely super emotional, as you guys know. Yo, at Congo, what do you make of Donald Trump's presidency so far? You guys know I'm probably a little more liberal leaning than I let on, but I really am not into Donald Trump, honestly, and I really am not really following his presidency that closely, to be honest. If I was a guy for a week, what would I do? Let me give a Congo a hoot. Oh, my tummy. Honestly, I don't know. What would I do as a guy for a week? I would just like, I don't know what I would do. I would probably just like feel what it's like to be a guy and just do what I normally do, but as a man and see how differently people treat me. You're conservative. If I was a woman, I'd like to cook and homemake, but I'd also be different. Yeah, okay, exile to you, bro. Marjorie Taylor Greene. It rings a bell, video addict. I don't. She's like into politics or something? Done within a week if she was a guy. I don't know what I would do. There's a government shutdown. A lot of people don't have food stamps right now. I know. That's really fucked up. I think that's one of the most fucked up things he's done so far. Honestly, if I was a guy, I'd probably be sub 5 and I wouldn't have any game. If I want the cool sound again. You think it's a lot harder to be a woman? I guess. I mean, it depends. I think if I was like super hot, it would be easier, but I'm kind of just regular. Probably a lot harder to be a woman. Yeah, I read that. If I were a girl, I definitely would. Here in Canada, we don't like Trump very much. I don't disagree with you, Francois. I think that's fine. He's starving people now. Yeah, so the government Staros is like gone. So yeah, imagine stealing food stamps away from this from people in this economy who are being forced to carry babies that they don't want. I feel like guys can get essayed though. I'd probably just walk through the streets at night and just not be afraid of anything. I've been to Spain, I've been to Peru, I've been to Mexico and Canada. Used to be big on Trump, but ever since he ignored the Epstein files, oh, I mean, yeah, the Epstein files are pretty fucked up. He's not the greatest. We know he's in the files. That's why he doesn't want to read them. The thing about it is that I've never been like a good girl. I want to use my voice and I don't care if that makes me labeled as difficult or too much. Yeah, I mean, guys absolutely go through shit and trauma and stuff like that. I feel like if you don't fit in no matter what to your gender stereotype roles, you end up like getting shit on by everyone. And this epidemic of loneliness is full of expendable people who have failed to become desirable because they just don't fit into this typical mold of the stereotypes that we're taught. Isabella says, I don't trust men at all because I'm autistic and I have traumatic experiences. I wish that will change though. I need love and I don't want to be alone when I'm old. Yeah, Isabella, that's really relatable. There are some men that do have it worse. I mean, there's some people in general that have it really bad. It's not really about gender. Absolutely don't fit in with other women. I've thought about becoming a trans man, but that's not who I am. I'm just super ugly, autistic, disabled woman. Relatable, Rainbow. I'm quite masculine, but that doesn't necessarily do me any favors. Yeah. Being in the files doesn't mean you're guilty of something automatically. It just isn't a good look. I mean, that's pretty true. You're alone at 44. I won't be alone for the rest of my life. No man will date a woman who has to shave her beard off. You got PCOS, Rainbow. That sucks. You know that our technological lifestyle doesn't help with loneliness. Yeah, true that. This whole thing is horrible. Resigned to the fact that you're always going to be alone. Being autistic is tough. Yeah, I get that at 32, and we're almost the same age, but yeah. Cats and music and Animal Crossing keeps you alive. Cool. All of your connections and friends are online on YouTube. Okay, it's not the worst. I mean, that's pretty much what my life looks like too, besides my parents. Have you seen any other YouTube streamers questioning whether you're fake or not? Yeah, I've seen those. They can't accept a genuine person being real for a change. Jim, I've definitely seen the hate videos about me. I just try to ignore it. It's not like I'm doing this for clout. Not every single one of my videos is me crying. You guys are the real ones, honestly, because you guys understand me. You believe in me. You guys know that I'm real. Pizza over spaghetti for sure. The system wants to loan. It's easier to sell us when we need temporary mood boosts. Completely true. 57, autistic, and have lived alone for nearly 40 years. That's crazy. Literally everyone is called a grifter by someone. That's so true, Axel. I've seen it happen to content creators that I personally follow where they're called grifters as well. Thank you, Hassan, for your kind words, and your poems, as always, are the most meaningful thing ever. For some, the logical option is solitude. For me, that's one of my most logical options, Ray. Blame capitalism for the loneliness. True that. And usually I'm very leery of beautiful women because of my own being below zero. Grifter is an overused word. It's basically like the new fad of calling someone like a narcissist or something. Your personality type is INTP, mine is INFP. Thin crust if you want it. Oh, I like pepperoni. I love thin crust pepperoni pizza. Totally. Roses are red, violets are blue, and most poems rhyme with the one this one doesn't. Oh, swallow, that's hilarious. Detroit style pizza. I'm not really familiar with Detroit. Is that deep dish? I know Chicago is deep dish, right? I know that I'm beautiful, but I guess I'm kind of just taking myself for granted. I actually prefer thin slice, but that's not my only thing. I'll eat deep dish pizza for sure. You have dysthymia, now called persistent depressive disorder. It doesn't go away. That's tough. That was a cool owl. Guys, if you missed our art stream, this was the owl that I made. Because I literally filmed myself drawing this owl, so no one can say that it's not real. Detroit is deep dish, but it has the best corners. Oh, that's cool. Thank you, Mad Musical Musician. We know you're not a grifter. You're an artist that is unforgettably unfathomable. My grandma would always tell me beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Thank you. I don't know if I have a percentage of Native American in me way of the zombie. I'm not really sure about that. Thank you, Bushido, for complimenting my art. You guys are awesome. Barack and Andre, Swallow, Bushido again, antinatalism. This one took about 90 minutes to make. What's up, Joe? Watched Owl Draw. That was legit. Thank you, the Zombie. We got an entire chat that likes pizza. Pizza is love. Pizza is life. I can eat pizza every day and every meal, never be tired of it. Honestly, Rainbow, for me, it's like chicken. Here's the things that I could eat. Chicken, hot wings, and corn dogs. If I could live off chicken, hot wings, and corn dogs, I totally would. I also really like pot stickers and dumplings. Thank you, Swallow. I'm glad to hear from you, too. Made you an alcoholic, sadly? Oh my god. So we're probably going to end this stream in about a couple minutes. And then we're going to start on our art chat, or our art request stream. So if you guys have any requests, we can absolutely do those. And I have all my acrylic markers, so we can probably add some color to the drawings this time to make them a little more interesting. I really like fried chicken wings. I mean, like, I think all chicken wings are fried, but like flash fried and like sauced up. As good as pizza is, it shouldn't be served in schools because there's a bad influence on kids. Yeah. Healthy is good. Shelby, in our last chat, I said it will get cold on Tuesday, but it's actually going to get cold tomorrow where you are. Okay. Baked wings are good. I've done that before. I'll eat whatever is being served. Okay, guys, I'm gonna probably end this and then we're gonna start on the sketch stream. My favorite genre of movie is animated. Hopefully I'll see you guys on this sketch stream. I have not selling my art right now, Lizzie, but I'm gonna start another Shopify very soon. I like sushi though. I like tuna rolls. Like not the ones that have the tuna slab over the rice. Those are the best. My MBTI is INFP. Maddie, what's yours? Soy sauce is the best on sushi. Agree with you. I also love wasabi, of course. Meyer-Briggs, I think that's Meyer-Briggs type, isn't it? Love poke bowls. All right, guys. I'm gonna go and then we're gonna restart a sketch request stream, and yeah, so then we can do that. I'll see you guys later and see you guys soon. Hopefully you guys will check that out later.